Namaste, hello and welcome back to another video on Hamsavahini, Vajraasthra. I'm Awhona and today's video is going to be about my TBR for Jane Austen July 2024, which this year has been created and hosted by Marissa from Blatantly Bookish, Katie from Books and Things, and Claudia from Spinster's Library. I'll leave a link to their announcement videos in the description box below and their TBR videos in the description box below and append them in the overhead cards above. Now, part of this, of the books that I am about to share with you will form a part or a section or section 2 of my 71 Days for Sea project, which is another reading project which I am continuing with and which synchronizes with Jane Austen July along with 2 other readathons. So I'll leave a link to that particular video in the description box below over here and in the overhead cards above, should you be interested in knowing what this 71 Days at Sea project is all about. And part of my TBR also coincides with a couple of books of which I'll be reading for another readathon which I am participating in during the initial half of July, which is Mermaid Marathon. So I will leave a playlist or the link of the playlist in the description box below, and it will also be appended at the end of this video. So should you be interested, you definitely can cross-check with that particular playlist, which has all the details for Mermaid Marathon. So to know more about the books, which I'm very excited to begin with for this Jane Austen July, please do join me further in this video.
Feel the sea breeze, morning light, whispers of the waves. Sand so soft beneath our toes, blue horizon glows. Oh, the ocean calls us in.
So now let's come around to the 7 challenges of Jane Austen July. The first challenge is to read any one of the 6 major novels written by Jane Austen. So this year I'm reading 2 of them. So the first one is a group read, which is Sense and Sensibility, and I absolutely love this edition which I came across just recently. It's a gilded edition. So this follows Eleanor and Marianne, who are 2 sisters who have recently lost their father, and their widowed mother is completely dependent on her eldest stepson and step daughter-in-law, but unfortunately they do not provide them with a good income, and they have to leave the property as soon as possible. So they are on the lookout, the entire family is on the lookout of a property which they can afford with a frugal income which has been provided by the stepson and stepdaughter-in-law. So fortunately, Eleanor's maternal cousin uncle offers them a small cottage near the countryside, which is by the sea, and they immediately move in there, and it is a very tight-knit community and everybody knows what's happening in each other's life. And it is the fate of these 2 sisters as they meander through their society as well as their relations to find the perfect suitors for themselves as well as settle down in life. So we learn a lot from the point of view of the 2 sisters as well as point of view of the community of what life of Regency era women were who did not have a very good income, and how they used to make their way via a good marriage into a good society. So that's the first book. The second book which I'll be reading will be Persuasion, and if you can see, I absolutely love the cover of this book, as well as it's a gilded edition again. So this is about our main protagonist, who was initially in love with a poor sailor man whom her father did not approve of course, for marriage. And this man went out to sea, and he rose in the naval ranks and came back as a naval officer, and he is on the lookout of a home to settle down in and a suitable partner for marriage. And there's the old sparks ignite, and the story goes on from there. So I'll be talking more about this book as soon as I finish it in the weeks to come. So those are the 2 books that I'm reading for the first challenge. The second challenge is to read any one of the lesser works of Jane Austen. So for this, I'll be going with a group read, which is Sandition, which is a seaside romance. I don't know much about the story, but I absolutely love the cover, and it's perfect for my 71 Days at Sea project. So these will be the books which I'll be reading for Challenge 1 and Challenge 2. Now, the third challenge is to read a historical fiction which is set during Jane Austen's time. So I'll be reading Jenny Oglo's In the Times, which is life in Britain during the Napoleonic Wars from 1793 to 1815. And this is a hilarious representation of the plight of England's citizens during the Napoleonic Wars, and how it affected them right from the lowest or the poorest of the community to the most elite or the most educated of the community. And there's a lot of mention about Jane Austen and her contemporary authors, as well as contemporary painters, and how their works represented the plight of common people and people from various societies and classes during the Napoleonic War. So I'm quite excited about this. So the next challenge is to read a work by any one of the contemporaries of during Jane Austen's time. So I will be listening to Belinda by Maria Edgeworth. Now, I don't know anything about this particular novel, and I will be sharing my thoughts and opinions over the next few weeks as I start listening to this particular audiobook, and definitely I'll be talking more about it in the forthcoming weeks. And the next challenge is to read any retelling of one of the 6 major novels, or a historical fiction which is set during Jane Austen's time. So I have a pile of possibilities for this. So the first book, which is on my TBR definitely, is Imogen Hermes Gowar's The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock. Now, I believe this has a mermaid in it. It's got a captain in it. It's also got there is also a fact that the captain's ship is sold in exchange of a mermaid who is rare. And I don't know much of the story, and I'm not going to read the synopsis, but yes, there are mermaids in it, there is the navy in it, a naval captain is involved, there is romance in it, and definitely this is one of the books that I'll be reading for Mermaid Marathon as well. So this is a common book. The next book that I'm quite excited to read about is Patrick Easter's The Waterman, and this is a historical thriller. So this takes us to 2 men who were in the Navy, but one of them got court-martialed, and he was exposed for his wrong conduct or something which he had done, which was in the eyes of the British Navy at that point of time. And he is now a pirate, and because he was court-martialed and thrown out of the Navy. Now, the person who actually was the reason why he got caught is called Pasco. I believe his name is Pasco, and he meets the same man again. However, Pasco is now in charge of the Marine Police, and he cannot be tricked at all by his corporate who was thrown out of the Navy, and he's now a pirate, and the two meet again and things go on from there. So quite excited for this one because the story is actually quite intriguing, and I've heard very good things about it. The next book, which I will try to complete, but it is a possibility, is Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters. So this goes very well with my 71 Days at Sea project, of course. In fact, all the 3 of them go, and I will probably be, if I can complete it, this will probably be with my Mermaid Marathon reads as well, because this goes perfectly well for most of the prompts for my Mermaid Marathon readathon. So this is definitely about the 2 sisters, Eleanor and Marian, and there are sea monsters involved in it. So the suitors have something to do with sea monsters, etc. I don't know much about it. I'll be reading this for the first time, so let's see where I get from here on. And as far as the next 2 challenges are concerned, which are to watch a direct screen adaptation of Jane Austen's major novels. So I'll be watching Sense and Sensibility 1995 on Netflix, and I'll also try to see the 1945 or 1972, I'm not too sure but about the year, but during that time, the black and white version of Sense and Sensibility, which I have come across on the internet, and I hope I'll be able to get the entire movie. I mean, the entire movie would be there. The other one that I would really like to watch is Pride and Prejudice, but this will be the 1972 edition of Pride and Prejudice. So I'll share more with you later on during the forthcoming weeks. And as far as the retelling or the variation of Jane Austen's movies are, I have not yet decided, but I will let you know once I decide on the movie that I'm going to watch. So those are the few books as well as the movies that I am going to watch, or audiobooks I'm going to listen to for Jane Austen July. Do let me know what you think about them, and if you found any of them interesting and if you would like to join me for any of them, do please let me know in the comment section below. We definitely can try and schedule up a buddy read, and we can proceed from there on. So I will see you very soon in my next video. So till then, take care, have a good reading week ahead, and namaste.